And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Up first, we've got on the hazardous weather, we've got winter weather advisory here for the Haynesboro, Klondike Highway areas for 5 to 8 inches of snow tomorrow and tomorrow night, with gusty winds and a high wind warning out for the Juneau area, downtown Juneau specifically, for east and northeast winds gusting to 70 miles per hour. And satellite imagery showing moisture flowing northwestward here across the panhandle, bringing heaviest rain, but not all that heavy, into the southern areas. Lighter amounts to nothing up to the north, but increasing winds across all of the southeast coast this afternoon. Pretty good conditions here across southern Alaska. Some mid and high level clouds here down approaching the Gulf of Alaska. And areas of snow back out to the west, right in this area, or actually with all the clouds out here from the northwest part of the state all the way down into the Kuskokwim Delta, Kuskokwim Valley areas there, with a couple inches of new snow falling today. Out to the west, snow showers continued over the Bering Sea, Pribilof Islands on down, becoming widely scattered here for the Alaska Peninsula and Aleutians. Big storm pushing into the western Bering Sea there, bringing storm and gale force winds with it, with gusts 55 or 50 to 60 miles an hour pushing eastward into the central Aleutians, mostly around Adak during the late afternoon hours. And this area of cloudiness here starting to lift off to the north. Most of the snow has ended for the most part over the eastern Arctic coast. On the chart today, we've got low pressure here west of the Yukon Delta or south of St. Lawrence Island, and several bands of moisture rotating around that, kind of a continuous band here from northern Bristol Bay up in across the portions of the Kuskokwim Mountains, and then areas of light snow covering much of the Norton Sound, Seward Peninsula area on up into the Kobuk Valley and then back to the northwest coast. And a lot of snow shower activity, again, as I mentioned, becoming pretty scattered here down toward the Aleutians and Alaska Peninsula. And there's the next front pushing the gale force winds, again gusting 50 to 60 miles an hour out there at Shimya, and winds on the increase there for Adak. And low pressure bringing rain up into the southern panhandle this afternoon, and some lighter precipitation starting to push northward, but gusty winds gusting up to at least over 60 miles an hour through Lynn Canal today. And again, high wind warning out for Juneau for gusts of 70 miles an hour. And pretty good over the central and eastern interior, dry conditions, light winds, some clearing in many areas. And for tonight, that holds. Central eastern part of the state into the Yukon, pretty good conditions, light winds, cold temperatures though, approaching into the minus 40s, portions of the upper Yukon Valley for the lows. Milder out to the west with continued clouds and snow shower activity with this weak trough there, and a weak low now drifting up across the western Seward Peninsula. But down into the Gulf of Alaska, light winds. This front increasing the winds again for the eastern Aleutians. Gale and possibly a narrow band of storm force winds in advance of the front through here, but much lighter conditions back to the west there. And we'll see for tomorrow, that continues to push east and a little to the north, or it does push north and northeast here, with gale force winds and snow changing to rain over the eastern Aleutians. Same forecast for the Pribilof Islands, increasing winds and snow for the Alaska Peninsula. And some of that might reach St. Lawrence Island, but if it does, it'll be very light there. Still some snow shower activity there from the Kobuk Valley up across the northwest coast into the Noatak Valley, Point Hope, Cape Lisburne. But whatever falls with that will be very light. Still mostly clear and cold over interior Alaska, with more cloudiness here in the west, but dry conditions. And this low parked off the coast there in the front right along the coast keeps periods of rain going there, possibly moderate to maybe heavy at times, and strong winds over the northern panhandle there, with snow advisory out for the areas up toward Haines, and gusty winds actually all along the coast. And then for Thursday, system down here moves northward and takes its place. So we have just about the identical picture here for Friday that we have tomorrow, except the moisture now farther to the west here, covering maybe into the southern Copper River Basin, possibly reaching Valdez, more likely though Cordova, with snow into Yakutat, snow northern panhandle, continued gusty winds across all the southeast coast. And this front out to the west big area low pressure now over the west central Bering Sea there. So good westerly flow, snow showers again, pretty widespread across much of the Aleutian chain. And then this front starting to weaken, but bringing some snow and blowing snow into Nunivak Island with rain or snow for the Alaska Peninsula. High pressure now up over the North Slope. Pretty good conditions, mostly clear here, central and western interior, all the way up into the Chukchi Sea and along the Arctic coast. And south central Alaska looking pretty good. Prince William Sound, variably cloudy skies there, mostly clear for Kodiak Island. And temperatures still below zero over much of the area. And for lows tonight, anywhere from 25 to 40 below central and eastern interior, milder here to the west, but still a little below zero out toward Unalakleet, St. Michael and those areas. Around 10 for Bristol Bay, below zero St. Lawrence Island, lower 20s for the Pribilofs, upper 20s, lower 30s for the east, or for all of the Aleutians. And south central Alaska here, anywhere from 0 to 10 below, with 20 to 30 below readings for the Copper River Basin. And Seward probably dropping to 16, call it 11 for Homer. Mid-20s northern panhandle, lower 40s to the south. Highs tomorrow, 40 to 45 over the central and southern panhandle, closer to 30 to 35 up to the north there from Juneau northward. Same below zero north of the Alaska Range in the Copper River Basin, all the way up to the eastern Arctic coast. And 0 to 10 here for the St. Lawrence Island area, 5 to 10 for the Seward Peninsula. And teens for the southwest coast, and 30s for the Pribilofs, upper 30s and near 40 for the Aleutians. Friday morning lows, 30 to 45 degrees below zero from the Koyukuk Valley into the Yukon Flats, with 20 to 30 below readings there for Galena down into the northern Kuskokwim Valley, and below zero right out, including all of the Seward Peninsula. Lows 0 to 5 for Bristol Bay, single numbers along the coast. Lower 30s for the Pribilofs, upper 20s to upper 30s for the Aleutians, coldest to the west there, and upper 20s to lower 40s for the southeast coast, and lows anywhere from 0 to 15 below for south central Alaska, coldest in the Susitna Valley. Teens for the Kodiak Island area, highs right near freezing for Kodiak State Airport there, and below zero again, Tanana Valley, Kuskokwim Valley, northward to the Arctic coast, milder to the west. And highs staying a little below zero for the Copper River Basin. And notice upper 40s to near 50 for the southern panhandle there, and mid to upper 30s out over the Aleutians.